It's interesting. Respect the queen. Because it just seems like at the Greenleaf Manor, every little family is falling apart. Jacob them got their issues with Zora. Lady May and James going through it. Grace and Darius having a little moment. Charity is having her issues. It's just like everybody is going through it right now. It's very interesting. The only person on the show who ain't got no drama is Lil Sophia. And shouts out to Sophia because I found out that she's from Columbia, South Carolina. And I'm in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Darling, only a few hours away from Columbia. So, yeah, shouts out to Sophia. Columbia girl. Yes, Sophie. Her real name is Desiree. Desiree, I believe. Desiree, yes. Okay. So, let's get on to Greenleaf, darlings. It began with Sophia, Grace Greenleaf, and Lady May Greenleaf, child. Sitting, in the dining room eating. The tensions of it is very it's tension, darling. It's tension-fied there. There's a lot of things that's going on, but they don't want to express it in front of Sophia or get her involved and get her the granddaughter involved, because it really ain't none of her business. It's just it's grown folks' business. It's grown folks' mess and foolishness is going on. Got to going on. What? Actually, Lady May, she gets the mail and she opens up this Nella envelope, and it's divorce papers. Yes, y'all know last week that she came to James. It was just like, I'm divorcing your black ass, And he actually went ahead and sent over the divorce papers. Now, mind you, she was mad and upset, but I do believe that she meant what he said, so he just followed through with it, child. But she was very shocked that he actually did it. Before she left out, Grace was just like, "Are you okay? What's wrong?" And Lady May was just like, after what you have said to me last week, if you wasn't family, you wouldn't even be in this house. I was like, ooh. So we put you on over to Charity. Y'all know Charity, is back from on tour and everything. She had to come back with, Kevin acting a fool. And then once she realized it was two men's, that was going to be part-time raising her child, she definitely ain't going back out on tour. She was just like, I can't have two men's raising my child. That might not be the issue, but that's what the hell I think it is. And this is my review, so that's what it is. So anyway, so Charity, she goes to her dad's office at the church at Calvary, darling, and she talks to James. And she was just like, you know what? I just want to do my real calling. I want to be a preacher. She was just like, look, if I'm going to be here full time, I need to be a preacher. I need to be moving on up in the business. James was just like, you a single, Charity. Charity was just like, but I feel like my calling is a preacher, is being a preacher. You haven't heard me preaching a long time. James was just like, you a single, Charity. He said it about 6 times. So he got mad and he was just like, you know what? Charity, I wanted to be a baker. And she was just like, you did? You never told me that story. He was like, yeah, I wanted to be a baker. But God had a different calling for me. And there was no need to tell you about the fact that back in the day I wanted to be a baker. Because it did not happen. Being a preacher, being a bishop, is just not a plan B type of job. And that hurt her feelings. So she ended up walking out. And shouts out to Charity, because I found out that she actually is a Winans. She is the aunt. She is the niece to CeCe Winans. So she's actually a part of the royal gospel family. So shouts out to Charity. Yes. She sings too. Sings down. The whole Winans family. Legends, darling. Legends. Okay. So moving on. Grace. Grace ends up talking to some lady. And apparently Grace is trying to get all the tea on Rochelle that she can get. And she ends up talking to the lady, and the lady was just like, oh, Rochelle has helped our church and our organization so much. I think the lady's very interested in Grace's fund, where she wants to help battered women and abused women, victims of rapes, to help get them good property lawyers, because we all know, the more money you get the best lawyer, and we know people that get off murder and they did it, but because they got a good lawyer, they got off. Okay, so it's a good thing. Let's see. Grace also had a little meeting. It was this lady that came in, an interviewer, and she wanted to interview Lady Mae, but Lady Mae was not available, so Grace ended up doing the interview. It was about women in high-powered positions or whatever, wanted to interview her, and so that was cute as well. We put you on over to Tasha over there at the other church house, and they're talking, and Tasha's talking to Jacob in his office. And she basically reveals to Jacob, she was just like, Jacob, somebody has been taking money out of the fund. And she was just like, what? He was like, what you mean? What you talking about, girl? What you mean somebody been taking money out of the fund? It's like, the ushers who be taking up the offering. Yeah, I opened every single envelope. As soon as I got it, all the envelopes are open. And he was just like, what? He was like, let me call all the ushers, child, because I don't know what the hell going on. It was a mess. Let's see. Lady Mae went to go see. No, let's just go ahead and finish Jacob all the way out. Jacob had a little meeting when he called all the ushers there. Now, mind you, all the ushers and everybody who worked at the church, for the most part, they were all there before he got there, before he took over. Because y'all know Basie Skanks was the preacher at first. But, then he left and everything that happened with Basie. And so then Jacob ended up taking over. When I got over. So, all those people was already there. So he had a little meeting with them. And, he already pretty much speculated that it was probably Zora that was taking the money. He had a conversation with Clarissa, and she was just like, she's a good kid, you put too much pressure on her, whatever. So Jacob, he came in, he was just like, where's Zora? Clarissa was just like, Clarissa was just like, she in her room. He went in Zora's room, child. He went through all her stuff, throwing shit everywhere, darlings. Just throwing stuff. And then he actually looked in her closet and actually did find the money. So Zora been taking money from the church. I say, Zora, Lovey Simone, what you doing, girl? Just as cute as she wanna be, adorable. It's beautiful people on the show. All of them are stunning. Just as cute as you wanna be. You got money. What is the problem? Why is you taking money from the church? Jacob didn't give you everything you need, girl. You eat 3 times a day. They clothe you. You go to school. Why are you taking these offerings, these people's that they give to the church, giving back to the church house? She had stacks and stacks of money. I was like, oh, Zora. Zora's a mess. We love her. But we're gonna pray for her. Clarissa, she couldn't say nothing. She tried her best to protect her klepto daughter, but she couldn't. The evidence was just all laid out on the bed. I say, Father God. Let's see. Grace actually had a scene where she met up with Darius, and they were talking, and Darius was just like, look, do you want me to do a background check on sister girl Rochelle, and which is LaToya Luckett, torn in between the two. And she was just like, yeah, I want you to do a background check on her, because he had some buddies that work at the police department. He actually did a background check on her, and apparently, Rochelle, she's wiped clean, she's good. But he also found out that the IRS, somebody that's working at the IRS, have been cutting deals with big mega churches who have issues with paying their taxes. And Calvary is at the top of the list. So he's been cutting deals with Calvary for the longest. And now all of a sudden, they owe all this money. So it's a mess. But we found out, because I was wondering what was Rochelle, aka LaToya Luckett's connection, as to why she want to bring James down so much and the whole Greenleaf family. Found out that LaToya Luckett, aka Rochelle, is Bass's Skank's sister. And y'all know the whole tea as to why Basie wanted to take James down. Apparently he burnt the church down, him and Mac, back in the day, and didn't know that the man was in there. So that was her father too. Basie Skanks and her have the same father, and I'm assuming the same mother too. So that's why she wants to participate in taking James down. We ain't seen Basie. We don't know where the hell Basie at. Basie's somewhere camped out, in the woods somewhere. But so she is committed to taking the Greenleafs down. Her and Tasha had a conversation at a bar, and she was just like, don't you ever feel bad for your soul? Like, don't you feel bad for your soul? Like, you're so vengeful. Like, what about your soul? That's what Tasha was telling Rochelle. Rochelle was just like, my soul, is you turning on me, ho? My soul. She was just like, child, he killed my daddy, so I can give a damn about the Greenleafs. I'm not going to stop till she take them down. And actually, Rochelle was the one that brought the whole IRS, that opened that old case back up. Because apparently we thought that Mac fixed everything. And Mac actually did fix everything and got everything squared away. But somehow or another, Rochelle ended up opening the case back up. So somehow the case was closed. I don't know if they paid all the money or not, but the case was closed. It was deadited, okay? It was dead. But Rochelle, swung them hips and came back up in there and enticed some man and got the case back open for the $2 million that the Greenleafs owe. So it's just, I don't know. She was using her womanly wiles. Let me give y'all a little shoulder moment. Let me bring it back. A little ashy. So yeah, it was just a mess. It really, really was. I was like, Lord Jesus. Craziness. The things people will do, child. Let's see. Bishop told Grace that about the whole divorce thing, the divorce papers. He actually went over and told Jacob about what's going on, that he's filing for divorce, and Jacob could not believe it. Jacob is definitely mama's boy, I would say. Lady Mae would definitely take up for Jacob before she take up for the girls. I definitely see that. But they say, Grace is Jane's favorite, so whatever. I don't like how they be doing charity. They be leaving charity out of the family business, and they still very much so treat her like the baby sister. But it's just like, come on, let that lady live. I want somebody to check on charity. So anyway, so Jacob just, he was just flabbergasted, darling. He just could not believe it. He just could not. Okay, so what else is going on? So, Charity, she ends up calling Jabari on the phone, once her daddy hurt her feelings, James. And Jabari basically didn't have time for her. He ended up getting a girl, who was singing at Basie Skank's church when he was still in charge of it, along with Zora's little boyfriend, Isaiah. So, he ended up getting her to replace Grace, and she can sing, to replace Charity, and she can sing as well. They did that song, won't he do it? Yes, he would. And I'ma praise him at all times. Y'all know. It's a bop. It's a good song. But anyway, she was just like, oh, okay. Well, you ain't got time for me, bet. So, Charity goes over there to Kevin's place, to see him, and Aaron actually opens the door. And she was just like, oh, Aaron, you here? And he was holding the baby. So she took the baby, and, they was talking. Aaron was just like, well, look, we got something to tell you. She was like, we? He was like, yeah, we got something to tell you. She was just like, I'm sorry. He was like, look, I'm moving in. I got a job promotion. I'm moving in. I'm be here full time. Okay, so I'm about to be the stepdaddy to the baby. What you gonna do? Chad was just like, you finna be the stepdaddy? He was like, yeah, I'm finna be the stepdaddy to the baby. What you gonna do? So Chad was just like, oh child, whatever, congratulations, I got, I'm working on my own thing, I'm working on my own gig. Chad ain't working on nothing, child. But she put on fronts and stunts. So she left there. Kevin wasn't there. She left the apartment, got her baby, and actually got on the road and drove 7 hours to go see Jabari. So, and Kevin told her, don't take that baby out of the state, but she did it anyway. So, she drove up to Jabari. She ends up having the baby in the walker, not the walker, child, the stroller. And she walks up to him and sees her singing and stuff and starts smiling, and Jabari goes down to talk to her. Just like, what you doing, girl? She was like, oh, I come to see you. How you doing? He was like, so what you doing, girl? What you come here for? Child, she was just like, well, what do you mean? Like, so you don't replace me? Okay, well, I'm here now. I'm ready to work. I warmed up on the way here. He was like, I got a contract with this girl. I can't just do her like that. She was just like, what? She was like, what are you talking about? I thought we had a connection. Jabari was just like, child, I just, look, I had to move on. I had to do what I had to do. He basically played her. And Charity's just like, I'm so stupid. She was like, why did you lead me on? Why you just didn't break up with me? He was like, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to, but now I'm completely sure. It's over, Charity. He just wanted Charity for the time being. As long as Charity was doing something for him, he was good. But now that when it's time for her to do something for her, he out. Deuces. He ain't never met you. I would have slapped the taste out of his mouth. But she's a whining, so she didn't do that. She's of the upper echelon. She's actually Charity. Actually, I'm assuming Charity actually lived the Greenleaf life, like for real. She's a whining royalty, darling, gospel royalty. So yes, so she didn't slap him, but I would have probably pissed on him too. But whatever. So she ended up walking off, and she was crying, and I felt so bad in that moment. I was just like, oh Lord. It touched my little heart, my little dark soul. What else is going on, child? Lady Mae goes to see a lawyer, and they ended up talking, and the lawyer was just like, look, I done represented many first ladies. First of all, write that check for $10,000. Thank you so much. But I done met a lot of first ladies. And I represented a lot of first ladies, and it ain't what you seem, sis. And Lady Mae was just like, I just want what's rightfully mine. And the lady was just like, it ain't what it seems, sis. Once everything is over with, you might be staying in a Roach Hotel, sis, because these men take everything, and you think your name down on lists and houses and cars and insurances and things, but your name ain't nowhere to be seen, darling. He take care of you as long as y'all good, but once it's over with, back to the hood you go. And she was just like, what? She was like, what you mean? Child, they kind of scared her up, but Lady Mae still wants to follow through with this divorce. Child, Lady Mae go down to the bar, to this juke joint. She go down there and get her a drink, child. The man didn't even know what kind of drink she wanted because she's so bougie. It's some special drink, that they have in the, high class places. The good old Vernon. Child, Vernon made Lady Mae about 10 of them drinks, child. Lady Mae was lit boots. You hear me? She ended up calling these ladies over to come talk to them. She was just like, well, Sister Maxine Waters. She was like, yeah, we used to be friends. I'm like, yeah, we went to school together. We was going to be some. Me and Maxine both applied to Howard University, and we both got in. But then I ended up meeting James, called Maxine, and say, I'm in love now. I don't want to go to school no more. And you know, Maxine Waters ended up being on TV, being a big mega preacher. And you know, Lady Mae, she told the ladies, she was just like, look, it's amazing how basically what she was saying was how women give their all to men, and then men can just pull that rug off from under them and leave them with nothing. Which happens every day in real life. So, which is true. Ladies, get yours. Go out there and get yours. Be an independent woman. You can build a man. Okay. I saw on Facebook, it was this lady that was like 99, 98 years old, something like that. And they asked her what does she think has contributed to her, you know, living so long. She was just like, how have you, you know, lived so long and stuff. She was like, by avoiding men. By avoiding men. And I completely agree with that. Y'all better get into it. Y'all better avoid men and use them how they use you. Get what you need. Get your pleasures from them. And then send them back to their mama's house. Okay? Get your pleasures and send them back to their mama's house. Okay? Stress kills, child. Stress worried about you. You done cheated on me with 52 different women. And things. Child, you finna kill me. So anyway, so you know, Lady Mae was drunk as a cooter brown. She ends up asking the bartender about the hotel next door. He was like, look, it's clean. It's not what you used to, but it's clean. And she pooches on over there. Well, she wobbles on over to the hotel room, child, drunk as a cooter brown. She ends up looking in the mirror. She ends up turning on TV, and her good old friend Maxine Waters is on there. And I think her friend Maxine Waters, I think that's going to be played by Patti LaBelle. So we'll see. Can't wait to see Patti. Patti, what's my name? So it's very exciting. She wakes up the next day. Well, before that, she calls Sophia, talks to Sophia, and you know, they was just like, "Are you okay?" and everything. You know, James was starting to feel real bad. He was worried about Lady Mae. Sophia handed the phone to James. James got on the phone, and that's when Lady Mae hung up the phone. She went ahead, nothing James had to say, child. She woke up the next day, went over to the office, and she basically looked James square in the face and said, James, it's over. It's over. I'm going to follow through with this divorce. I have allowed you to lead me for so long, and I'm done. I got to finally get my life. I've been giving my life to other people for so long, to my kids, to you, and I'm done. To this church, I'm done. I got to get my life, and you know, we going through with this divorce. James shed, you know, one good old tear, and I think that's the last tear he gonna shed, to be honest, because it's finna get real, and it's finna get ugly, because, you know, people in particular, but especially men, they're very, when it comes to like divorce, it gets very nasty. They get very petty, real quick, and you know, they want everything, and will leave you with nothing and not give a damn. All for their pride. All for their pride. Is that it, y'all? That was pretty much it. Another amazing episode of Greenleaf. So far, the show hasn't disappointed since season 1. We up in here like swimwear. Shouts out to the creators. You know, shouts out to all the actors. They're all good. I love them all. And with that said, I'm Mr. Chalaki. Mr. Chalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at ItsKingsWorld on Instagram and Twitter. At ItsKingsWorld89 on Snapchat. Chase King on Facebook. All that good stuff. Like, comment, and subscribe, darlings. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. And remember, stay black. And stay tuned.